That was straight as the crowbar flies. If you're listening there on our radio station from Blind Illusion, one of their first two tracks in a while, and joining us is the Biedermann, the man behind that, the man who had the crowbar thrown at him. Actually.
Oh yes, indeed.
Mark, thanks for coming on the show. It's good to see you guys again.
Thanks for having us. So nobody else from Blind Illusion is here, huh? Just me.
I hit Doug up. I don't have Andy's not on social media. I don't have his messenger shit. So I want to send him stuff.
Right.
So
I think Dougie just wants to spend time in his studio. He don't like talking about shit. He leaves that to you.
He's very busy right now as we speak. He's probably rolling tracks, going through, doing all kinds of production things that he has to do on his own. Guitar treatments and checking things. Just making sure it's all there and whatnot. And pretty soon we'll begin the mix on the Wrath of the Gods album. It's almost all fully recorded.
Mm-hmm.
We've got,
let's start there.
Okay.
You looking at a release date? You got a window? Anything?
Well, all the releases are going to go bing, 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 bing. I think the Wrath of the Gods will come out realistically more like July.
Okay.
But in May 13th will be the release for the Cult Metal Classics record, Blind Illusion 1979.
Yeah.
And that's got 11 songs from 1979 that, it's the difference between Hawkwind and Motorhead. It's like old Blindell to new Blindell. Well, you can hear there's definitely Kamikaze in there, and there's Death Noise, and there's essences of what Blind Illusion is today. But for God's sake, we were only 16 years old,
What's that? What's the track that you have up on YouTube that's been up there for a while from that 1979?
Oh, there's a couple of them. Rockers Unite.
Yeah, that's the one. That's a good, man. It's deep.
Yeah, that was written when Jeff Pike and Ron Holder were over at my house just smoking weed and hanging out, and I'm playing guitar. And they're like, yeah, Biedermann, all that world that's an illusion and all those songs are cool and everything, but why don't you play something more like Judas Priest? And at the time, the Judas Priest album that was out was My Rock Forever, Hellbent for Leather, right? Hellbent for Leather. And so I said, oh, you want something like that? Wow, and I just started playing Rockers Unite. I said, I could write songs like that all day. You just got to tell me what you want,
Now, incorporating it, and especially because you guys were more of a prog band, especially in 1979, because the heaviest stuff was Priest and bands of that caliber and stuff. How do you infuse the prog element and the Black Sabbath element?
My cousin Tom took me to see Jethro Tull, was the first band I saw. Then the second concert I saw was the Outlaws, Santana, Leonard Skinner, and Frampton. And we walked out on Frampton after Freebird was Skinner. And my third concert was Pink Floyd, Animals. And then I saw Led Zeppelin with Judas Priest. So there you have it. You're just, you're a product of your environment. So I thought that was pretty neat what Ian Anderson did. When I first saw Jethro Tull, he made me think that I didn't really want to be there the first 20 seconds of the show. He's playing the minstrel in the gallery. And then all of a sudden the drums came in, bum, bum, bum. It was whoa, and I got it. I understood that, there's two sides to music, the mellow side and the heavy side. And now today, since Gino and Mike Miner and all that, we kind of dropped the mellow stuff with vocals, whereas we have mellow stuff with guitar solos in it, but not singing and all harmonies and stuff, We used to do that.
You bring up Gino and Mike Miner. I think that is the version of Blind Illusion that I saw live the most.
Yeah, probably, right? Because you were there. We were driving around all those times too, bloodless, just.
But yeah, that lineup right there, I probably at least 15 times.
Right on. Well, hopefully you'll get to see this lineup that many times,
Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
either.
I'm telling you, I sit here and I think about the way Andy Gallion plays the drums on the new stuff, and I think, wow, what is he going to do to Death Noise? You know, what is he going to do? He's going to make Blood Shower so in the pocket and yet so jamming. So we're going to be jamming all this stuff real soon. You know, right now we've just been working on the album, so it's been.
So you haven't really gone back to the catalog and jammed with Andy yet on that stuff, huh?
No, but he's at home. But he does his work at home. You know. He shows up knowing everything, like in regards to the Wrath of the Gods songs, okay? So let's say take the song Wrath of the Gods, the intro track. Now we've got Tom Gears is playing a stand-up bass with a bow on it for the intro because it's got a classical intro. It's got a classical intro. Now Doug wrote the chorus music for that. Wait, no, not the chorus, the verse parts. Doug wrote the verse parts for that. And Tom wrote all his parts and everything. But what we do is I record the song with a click and I hand it over to Andy and he takes it home. And so he writes his parts onto it and he comes back and plays whatever it is that Andy wants to play. I never really tell him what I want. You know, it's like, oh, maybe here, can you go double time here? You know, a little of that. Oh, make sure you give me a roll here. And he's like, oh, there too? Most of the other bands were telling Andy, "Oh, that's too many fills. That's too much bass drum." And we're like, "Whoa, we want more bass drum, more fills." You know, he's so happy because this is the first time he's had a band where he feels like he can play his Rush licks in it. You know.
Well, going off of that point though, is because you mentioned your writing. Now, walk me through just writing a typical Blind Illusion track and incorporating Doug's elements and Andy's and Tom's all influences, and where do you particularly start with either a riff or a line for a song? Walk me through just writing a Blind Illusion song with this current lineup.
Okay, well, for me, it's one thing. I sit at home and I write a song like this in my head. And then I go to the guitar and make sure that's what I'm singing in my head. And sure enough, it is. But I'm also writing songs like in 5/4 and stuff. So I'm doing this now. I get this going. 1, 2. I get this going. You know, so I got counting it out. So I'm writing more in my head than I am as far as picking up the guitar and jamming. I pretty much know what I want to hear once I pick up the guitar and say, is this right? Oh, then that works with that too. I come up with a little something other than what I was dreaming up in my head. So I've got that. I've got lyrics that just come and come and come and come and come. And then I go, oh, these lyrics fit with this, right? And so then I go, hey, Doug, look what I've got here. And he goes, oh man, look what I was doing with this. And I'm like, wait a second, those are the same notes. You know, he had a riff that dun 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 dun. You know, there's exactly the same notes as what I'm writing the scale on. And it's not the irregular scale, you know, it's like a E, F sharp, G, and then goes to B flat to B to D flat to D. And so it's almost a rock and roll scale.
Well, you guys' histories, I mean, even the way you guys came up through the metal scene, you and Doug.
Now, hold on, let me finish. Hold on. Now, that's me, you know, so I bring them a song, and then I weed through what they've got and say, okay, Tom, that lick of yours that you played me a while back fits right here. Let's throw that in. And he's like, okay, cool. But then Tom or Doug, they have their own things going on. So Tom was writing a bass solo a while back, and I said, oh, that riff is Behemoth. I have this title I've been working with. And so he took that and he ran with it. And another thing is he caught me trying to steal from the Barber of Seville one night. No. And he says, oh, and he ran with it, and he got a little some Rimsky-Korsakov. That Scheherazade, and it's all ours, you know. I mean, because first of all, anything we take from the masters is public domain. But we take it and we put it with our own things, and there it is there. I'm telling you now that we did that, but nonetheless, when Tom got his licks together and he put them upstairs and he's playing them on the tape for on the computer for me to say, hey, this is what I've got. How should we arrange them? I said, hold on, back that one back up. And it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. The benevolent, and the malevolent, the benevolent, malevolent behemoth. I wrote it right there on the spot without a pen, just singing it. And it was so strong, you remember it. Then he goes into the next change, and I'm singing, encased in a frozen tomb, carried beneath Mother Earth's womb, all this stuff. And I just wrote it right then and there, and that's how that goes. Now, Doug's song, The Proto-Molecule, the Proto-Molecule from the Expanse, the show The Expanse.
I love the way you're throwing these new track names on us, Tanner.
Are you guys familiar with The Expanse?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, Dougie and I are really into The Expanse. So is Tom. But anyways, the lyrics to The Proto-Molecule were really tough because here we have this song that Doug's written that's like Scorpions and Uli meets Heathen.
Wow.
But it's Blind Illusion, because we're already masters of progressive thrash metal. We can play anything. And so I took his music and I wrote the lyrics to it. And on Doug's song, I sing such a hard line to play and sing to that I don't play guitar. I only play a solo on it.
Wow.
I sing on that one. So that's a whole nother chemistry. And then on the Behemoth as well, I'm singing mostly. And so I play more of a colorful guitar part that comes in and out, whereas Doug is playing the song on that, hammering that.
I like it.
But to make a short story long, none of it gets by Andy. Andy has the last of it, and he gets to say, oh, cut this and put that there, and he's arranging things, and it's just fantastic.
Oh.
I'm telling you, it's a race for the wizard, huh, Tanner?
Absolutely it is, man. Let's fucking get into it, dude.
Right now on?
Razor Radio.
1, 2, 3. All right, that was brand new Gojira from France with their Born for One Thing. I actually really, Gojira gets deep for me. I got to listen to it, one of their songs 4 or 5 times, and this track really grew on me. What do you think?
The first time I heard Gojira, I was on liquid LSD.
Okay, wait. What? Wait. What transpired with this liquid LSD? Were you at like a friend's house and somebody just decided to put on some Gojira and you fucking freaked out, or what?
No, it was a long time ago. I was listening to the radio and it came on like way far down the left side. There was the same day I heard Ninga Nisu and Gojira. And I was tripping because it was like, hey man, I'm hearing music on the radio that reminds me of stuff I do a little bit,
Well, Gojira.
Then again, I was tripping, but it was great.
That's good music for tripping, though. Gojira's deep, man.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the new record.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, for both of the bands that we're talking about, obviously Blind L and Gojira share that same quality. There are a lot of layers in especially Blind Illusion stuff. They're kind of like not. I wouldn't say. There are other bands that came before them that were doing it, but as far as like technical thrash, I hold Blind L as the masters when it comes to that shit. So, and walking, through, and I know you have this. We're talking about the 1979 record compared to all the stuff now.
Woo.
Well, yeah, I know, but the level of layers are probably the same, but I think you just added more heavier styles in what Blind Illusion has become now.
Well, the
1979
recording was our first studio venture, and they tried to water us down. The whole story is written down on how they tried to keep us from coming in and really playing with the bass drum. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But moving forward, with and are we allowed to talk about what's new with the Death Noise compilation, or is that later?
Yeah. Do we have do you guys have all the list with you of the bands?
I've got the list of the bands. Me and Tanner got to get together and knock that out. I was sick, so he didn't come to the house.
Okay, well, I would like to maybe read the list of the bands real quick here, right?
Oh,
It's a lot of
go ahead.
Well, let me find it.
Well,
hold on, I'm coming at you. Oh, you got it?
Andy, why don't you read?
Well, why don't you guys read it then? Because you guys, okay, so here's the deal, everybody. Here's the deal. Ben Diamond, who was putting it together with me, fell ill in the COVID times. Yeah, so we had to postpone it. It is in no means canceled. Manos Koufakis from Cult Metal Classics Records wants to help put it out as soon as he's through with the Blind Illusion thing, the 1979. So then we're gonna see how realistic it is by sending him all 20 of the videos and see if he can put them together. And hopefully you guys will already have the introductions and we can send that. And if he can put it together and make sense of it, we'll have it coming out. And if not, we'll do something like this where we just play all the videos on a podcast or something, We
can do that.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having it any way that we can get it. But yeah, Death Noise, Volume 1, the Bay Area thrash metal scene, Bay Area and beyond, thrash metal scene today.
Schizo, Unprovoked, Grandmassive, Old Granddad, Heathen, Hematox, 24 Gore West, In Space, Ruffians, Madras, Hellbender, The Ghost Next Door, X Method, Tyrant's Call, Caesar, Hateful Agony, Reckoning, Hell Patrol, and Violent Legacy are just some of the bands. I know there's more.
Well, I'd hate to be in one of the bands that didn't get said. Did we say Plague?
Yes, we did. Plague.
Did we get Incredulous? We
yes.
got Madrost. Well, that's good enough for me for now. Yeah. And don't forget, there's going to be an Exodus song in there with Rick Hunolt, the H Team, even,
Yep. He's very active on the Exodus board lately. I like that.
The funny thing is that I've been planning on doing this thing as a bootleg forever. And to get people's permission to use their stuff is just great,
Absolutely. Now, realistically,
and I like it that you got young and old bands on me. Violent Legacy, those kids are all under 20, right?
Oh, those kids are under 18, man.
Wow.
And they're on my playlist right now. Every time I listen to the Blind Illusion stuff, as soon as it's through playing, on comes the General Genocide record, man. Violent Legacy. And it's good, man. It's good.
It's good.
Now, realistically, though, when are you guys looking at a release date?
For what?
For the Death Noise comp. Is it going to be later this year, or is it next year?
It'll be after. Okay, the 1979 release is going to be May 13th, my birthday.
That's the first thing coming out.
That will be the Metal Alliance thing is coming out with Blind Sun on it.
Okay.
That has Dave White on vocals, Hans Larson on guitar with me, and Bill Tixon on drums, and Mark Searle on bass, I believe it was. And that's Blind Sun is coming out, so that's already out, I believe, on Metal Alliance Volume 4. Okay. And then you have the 1979, and as soon as that comes out, Manos and I are going to try to do the Death Noise movie. Yes. We've gotten all the stuff, right? It's just a matter of getting it formatted all together so it's cohesive on the video. So it's not like light, dark, can see, can't see. We want to be able to see everybody, Okay. And we got to get all the volume levels together,
Oh, man. You know what? I have a little story about that you just brought up, Mark. I was listening to our station for a while this afternoon, getting shit ready. And I tell you what, all them old black metal recording stuff, like Dark Throne and some early Mayhem and stuff, I got to do something about it with the rate, because we do volume leveling, man, but they were such shitty recordings that the fucking Dark Throne was on, and I'm listening to it, and then it fucking stopped, and Brand New Heathen came on after that. Almost blew me out of the fucking room.
Crushed it, right?
It's such shitty recording quality, you know. It's
Well,
just
you know
like,
what? Some of those old demos were not mastered.
Well, dude, what's his name from Dark Throne? I have an interview somewhere where he talks about recording the guitar for the first one. They took a broken set of headphones and ran the amp through these headphones and put the microphone up to one of the earpieces, and that's the way they got their guitar tone for that fucking.
I've done that. I've done that.
Wow.
The headphones were broken too. They weren't even good headphones.
Yeah, no, I have a broken set of headphones that I like to use at home when I was tracking, you know, because it was a whole different thing when I was the engineer, okay? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like this 1979 thing, I actually mixed it, you know? So it's going to sound like it was done by somebody in 1979.
Hold that thought.
Now, The Wrath of the Gods, probably out by June or July.
Mm-hmm.
The Death Noise movie, let's pull together and see what we can do. It's up to you guys to make sure that you get all
if
the
we can do it late summer,
introduction.
Maybe early fall, we could probably have a celebration of that at Grill Mall here in LA.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll get
so did you see the murder in the front row billboard stuff?
Yes. Oh shit, I forgot to ask you about that. Dude, you climbed up there. You're an insane motherfucker. You sure you weren't on liquid LSD that day?
Maybe a flashback. I had planned it. Everybody was acting like, yeah, we're going to be doing that, man. We're going to do that. And I knew it was going to be just me. Especially when I saw how high up it was, okay? I had to go over 2 fences.
Yeah.
I had to go across the scaffolding with boards falling this way. I had to jump to the metal thing. I had to miss the high power wire. I had to go face down, belly over like a slug to get out on that thing and get up without falling off. And when I was on my knees doing this, that was literally all I could do at that point. So then I crawled very carefully on this tiny catwalk, and I stood up, and I put my back up against the thing, and I looked, and I was hoping I was centered good enough, you know, and I was. There was a junkyard dog down below. The greatest thing was when I was through, right? First of all, I wanted to go like this. Can you dig it?
Now, imagine doing that sober.
I was sober.
Wow.
I am sober.
That's the joke.
I only smoke weed.
That was the joke.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. When I'm climbing down, it was very scary. And I'm coming over the fence, and Sid Frankowski is there, and he's grabbing me, and I'm like, whoa, dude, let go, ah! And he's like, oh, I'm just here to save you. And I'm like, well, I know who that's my best new buddy right now. That guy right there, he's there to save me, you know. And his band, you know his band. Oh, I'm terrible. They're in the movie.
Oh God.
He sings with Jesus Christ.
Oh, is he with Harold's new band?
Yeah, well, he does some work with them, but hold on. His band is, look it up, quick, Sid Frankowski. He's in...
God damn it, Mark.
Did you lose me?
You are.
Hold on.
Well, but while we're doing that, Andy, let's get into some tunes, man.
All right, this is one of my favorite tracks from Insane Asylum. A little Blood Shower right now on
Razor Radio. All
right. What the fuck is his name? And now it don't even come up for me.
Yeah, it's not coming up for me either. Brian Lou, if you're hearing this, who the fuck? Anyway, we're going to come back real quick. 3, 2, 1. All right, brand new fucking Cannibal Corpse right there with Inhuman. Have you guys seen the video for that yet? Came out yesterday or day 4?
I have not. I've only heard the track, and
Oh,
the track
oh
fucking
my God.
crushes.
Inhuman Harvest, it is the most fucking brutal gore. I don't see how YouTube gets to play it. It's fucking brutal. I used to think cattle decapitations, forced gentrification was a brutal video. It's nothing on Cannibal Corpse, man. If you haven't seen it, everybody out there, if you haven't seen it, head over to YouTube and check out the brand new 30 years in, still bringing the gore, hardcore.
Absolutely. Now, obviously, you mentioned Cannibal Corpse. They play a lot of festivals, and where I'm going with this is shows are starting to happen back up again. And I know Mark had mentioned to us earlier about the Storm Crusher Festival. Now, what is that exactly? Are you guys playing it? Is it like a...
No, it's another record coming out.
Oh, okay.
The guys at Storm Crusher contacted me, Hogo Dimachinga, and he says, hey, we're doing a best of Storm Crusher festival, right? And I'm like, all right. So basically we gave him the single version of Straight as the Crowbar Flies with Andy for it. And there will be a remix of that for the record. Cool. And but nonetheless, it's going to be really, really cool, man, because those guys at Storm Crusher, you know, Storm Crusher Festival is a thing in Germany where they only it's in a barn and they only sell 1,000 tickets, and you have to most of the people are vendors, so they're there selling their wares, you know, at the special thing. So when we played, we were a special act that came in. Our friend Jochen from Daredevil Records and the band Grand Massive, he booked our tour for us. Yeah, they're great, right? So he put us into the Storm Crusher Festival, even though we were playing a show that night already. So we would have been higher up on the bill, but we said, no, we'll play low on the totem pole so we can get going. But that Uli headlined the day before. Uli Rock. Nice. Yeah.
Not a bad bill. I wish I was there.
He's a very, very cool guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man,
speaking of festivals, real quick, you were playing on August 21st, a free festival with Vicious Rumors and Schizo and Lich King up in Ukiah.
Lich King, baby. And a bunch of other bands too, man.
Vicious Rumors.
Yeah.
Schizo.
Yeah.
Bunch of bands. Yeah. All 30+ years.
Yeah, I hope it happens, man.
Well, I tell you what, me and Tanner were talking about coming up to it, and then I found out it's the same day that Merciful Fate's playing at CycleFest in Vegas. I already have tickets for that. Now, if they postpone CycleFest, me and Tanner are coming up to Ukiah.
Okay. Well, who knows what's going to happen, you know?
Yeah,
it's hard to know, right now in the pandemic. So get that vaccination, people.
I think what Blind L is doing too is like the right way of doing things, is especially being in a band, you know, with the whole quarantine, is like recording. That's like literally how you have to do it, dude. It's like it's perfect. And you guys are fucking busy, dude. And it's like ever since this new lineup, I don't know what kickstarted it for you guys, but you guys are busier
working
now.
With Doug,
well, yeah, that too. But like when Harold and you first joined together and stuff, it wasn't as busy as you are now. So it's really cool to see that.
Well, I want to say something. And Harold, without Harold's input from a few years back, I wouldn't be here today. Because when I ran into him in Berkeley and he showed me the book, that really lit a fire under me, you know. Even though I had a Blind L together at the time, we weren't playing all of the songs off of the Sane Asylum. And so when Harold joined up, that was our goal. And he really got me back on track, you know. And that being said, without Harold transferring all the tapes to disc, we would have no 1979 recording either, you know, because that was all put to the disc and I was able to mix it. So, yeah, and as far as our not being that busy then, well, Harold was so busy with DRI.
And the book.
Yeah, well, and the movie.
Mm.
You know, the movie, not the book. The book was already done. But
Well,
the movie,
I got to see the book in like 4 months before it came out at a DRI show at the Key Club. Me and Bill Montoyer got to look at it, and Harold, you know, and that's when he mentioned he was starting to play with you. It was like 2012.
Yeah.
And I was like, no shit. Tell Mark I said hi, you know.
So are you telling me that that's when the book came out? Is when I ran into him, the book had just came out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2012.
So I didn't really miss a whole lot of anything.
No, you didn't.
The momentum was right there. Bam. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This book right here.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yes.
That was
Mine's
almost
beat up. But it says, Andy, we lived this shit, Harold O. In the front.
Right on, man.
Well, dude, that was like 10 years ago, next year almost. Dude, it's almost been 10 years since that whole thing had happened. You know?
Yeah.
So the fact that my point still stands, the fact that you're busier now, 10 years later,
yeah,
is fucking awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, and you know, and the thing is like, look at the merchandise. I mean, Tom really got us together with, you know, ordering all the different kind of buttons and stickers and different shirts and all kinds of stuff, man. It's just amazing.
Absolutely, man.
And then we got our artist, Wythe Bothart and Alvin Petty. Alvin Petty did the cover for the 1979 record back in 1978, you know?
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it was 76, 77, 78, 79. It was the dot drawing, so it took him a long time to do it, you know, a whole bunch of dots. Well, it's similar. If you look at it, there's a similarity in that walkway going up to the Old Father Time as on the Creeping Death album cover. But I assure you, ours was way before the Creeping Death thing.
Yeah, everything you did in the Bay Area was way before everybody. You know what's funny? I brought the book up and I didn't realize I was wearing a Murder in the Front Row t-shirt.
That's right.
Awesome.
I was gonna say Mark and Steve Vai are like the guitar teachers of the Bay Area. It seems like everybody.
Joe Satriani is the one.
Oh, Joe Satriani. Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that he charges like $80 for a half hour, and
you'll do it for me.
Well, what Kirk did was when he went for his first lesson, he had me meet him at home. So Kirk Hammett goes, takes a lesson with Joe Satriani. He paid $50, I think, at the time for a 15-minute, 30-minute lesson. And then he had me at home at Sash's at his mom's house in Rollingwood looking for him, waiting. And now he comes home with a lesson, and I helped him make sense of it, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a lot of money to be spending.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I'm talking freely now about how people, back in 1988, when the Saint Asylum came out, a couple of those journalists called me up, one right after the other, asking me, what about Metallica stealing licks from Blind Illusion? And I said, hey, whoa. That ain't right. First of all, I gave those licks to them. So it would have been nice if they had accredited me in some way or talked about it, but basically the solo on Sanitarium came from the licks that Kirk produced for me in Cry of the Banshee. And I showed Kirk those licks, and they told him, yes, use those licks. You're going to have to steal from everybody to make your third record, you know, the Master of Puppets, to play new licks. You're going to have to bring in what you got from Shanker and Uli and me. And he goes, can I use the Banshee lick? I said, yes, of course, you know. So just to all the haters out there, good musicians borrow, great musicians steal.
That's the line of the decade right there.
That's the line of this whole interview right there, dude. Anything, hey, Mark, how can people get the merch that you guys are putting out real quick?
On our website, dude. Yeah.
blindillusion.com.
You know, what?
What's the website? blindillusion.com?
Yeah, man. Every time I try it, I get a different one. So just go and if you find one that says Tasty Odds or was Wolf, that's the wrong one because he's still got something up. And we're going through litigation with him, trying to get him to drop his stuff right now because we signed with Blood Blast to distribute our stuff on the streaming. And then we're signing with other labels. Coming back to us, www.blindillusion.com is best as I can tell you. If it says something about Andy Galian right away, that's the new stuff. That's us.
All right.
It'll talk about Wrath of the Gods. But another thing is this. I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, dude, the main one too, make sure to go check out blindillusion.bandcamp.com because Bandcamp is the best for bands. It supports bands. So highly recommend that as well. blindillusion.bandcamp.com.
And look for us on, if you can't find the website, come to us on Facebook and ask a question and Tom Gears will get it to you. I'm sorry I'm not more, I thought Tom or somebody was going to be on.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's all good, man. Yeah, but Bandcamp's usually the best for bands. So Blind Illusion has a Bandcamp. blindillusion.bandcamp.com is the one I suggest.
Andy, did you find it?
Yes.
Andy,
it's Blind Illusion. It's blindillusionofficial.com.
Ah,
right.
There you go. So,
right.
Well, dude,
you got their store on there that takes you to Bandcamp?
Absolutely.
There you go.
There you go. So, Mark, thanks so much again for joining us. We really apprapprite it, man. We can't, dude, you're a busy man, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're gonna end it with
hey, everybody from Tom Gears and Andy Galian and Doug Piercy. We say rock on, baby. I am the Biedermann.
In honor of the thing coming out, this is Death Noise right now on
Razor Radio.